fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell at before you blow up a plane.
Basha K. Ali!
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what, Chrissie, to say I dabbled in stand-up is something. I haven't been disrespectful to you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt. I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Chrissie Mayr in the morning. Hello. It's Saturday, February 8th. Welcome to the program. How is everybody doing? Gosh, tonight is an exciting night. I will be appearing on my good friend Sam Tripoli's show out in Morris Plains, New Jersey. Tinfoil Hat Comedy. It's going to be myself, Sam Tripoli, Eddie Bravo. Ooh, limited snack menu available. Doors open 1 hour before showtime. See this rule right here? No backpacks in showroom. That's because of me. That's because the guy who pepper sprayed me brought in a backpack that day. Remember, that was fun last March. Come on out. 7:00 show is sold out. There is a 9:30 show still available. So get your tickets now. tiffscomedy.com. It'll be good to see those guys. It's been a while since I've seen Sam. Hello. A couple things to talk about. This is something I wanted to talk about for a couple of days, and that is this female stand-up comic who a lot of people think had a meltdown on stage. It's been good to take a few days to see what everybody is saying, and I can collect my own thoughts on the matter. Let me play this clip. This happened a few days ago. Natalie Cuomo, who is a female stand-up comic, she's based in New York. I know Natalie. I've done shows with her. I have done podcasts with her. So I'm familiar with her. She's based out of New York. She's been on the scene for a few years. She is married to Dan Lamort, who is an incredible joke writer, someone that Frank and I have known for even longer. So I'm very, Dan had a very interesting story. He used to be like 300 pounds. He lost a ton of weight, met Natalie. They fell in love, whirlwind romance, proposed, married, and now they tour the world together doing shows. So I'm very happy for them. That's very cool. So this was from a comedy club in DC. Let me play the full clip for you. If you haven't, I'm sure you've seen it. You guys are up on it. You guys are up on everything. This is the full clip, which is only... Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the 52-second clip. There is a 2-minute clip. Okay, this is the tweet from Leftism for You. I don't know if this is a fair characterization. I'm going to read this. People are only watching the clip of Natalie Cuomo going off, but are not seeing what led up to it. This person thinks she's not funny at all. This is clearly a mental breakdown. I've seen plenty of comedians who are way funnier and handled such situations perfectly. She implies the two friends are a gay couple. One tells her off for having no material. She threatens to leave. He says that he can just roast her like she is trying to do for others. She calls him gay again. He doesn't respond, and she proceeds to go on an unhinged rant, shouting at him about his negative energy. She tells him to leave, which he does. She tells his friend to leave too, but then is handed the friend's phone and uses it to send a picture of her showing the guy a middle finger. Some people should stop pretending to be comedians. It's obviously very easy to bag on a comedian. Even easier to bag on a female comedian because of all the negative stereotypes. I, as a female comedian, it's too easy to do that. It's too easy for somebody, especially someone who's not in the industry, being, oh no, all women are not funny. No woman is funny. It's like we've all heard this a million times. Let's play the tape.
Oh my god, I love it! Okay, wait, what made you want to ask him? Huh?
Why are you making it sound like we're a couple?
Oh my god, don't get scared.
It's not my material.
What? Oh, it's not that. Wow, it's not that. Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
I could leave right now if
Well,
I
I can
wanted.
roast you too. You can't just roast all of us and get nothing.
Whoa!
I see. So you were afraid because you felt like I was saying you're gay.
I can take the mic if you want.
It's okay, he's your new friend. I will say this, it is such a hard time in this world right now. There are so many people that came together to be supportive and fucking amazing, and you're putting fucking look me in the eyes. You're putting negative fucking energy out here. This is the last show of my fucking, look me in the fucking eye. It's the last show of my fucking weekend. It's a sold out show, and you want to say mean shit to me, okay? So don't fucking do that.
Oh, the DC Comedy Loft. That's where this was. Okay.
You can leave.
Oh, she kicked him out. Oh.
This guy's texting his friend. It's so cute. You can leave too. I won't be offended. Okay, bye. LOL, what a fucking clown. I did warn you I would get kicked out. Man, she is sensitive, especially for a comedian.
Okay. I have a lot of thoughts. I also wanted to read her husband Dan Lamort put out a statement too. I'll read that also. But just on first watching, I mean, I have seen this clip before, but I'm watching it again now. Here's the thing: Natalie Cuomo is incredibly successful. She's done amazingly well for herself. She's got 1 million followers on Instagram. People who like to dismiss, oh well, she's only because she's done my podcast. Remember, it had to be a year, maybe 2 years ago. We talked about stereotypes of being like a good-looking comedian. I'm not putting that in quotes. She is good-looking. She's got 1.1 million followers on Instagram. She's got a gigantic tour, USA, Australia, Canada. She's co-headlining with her husband. This is a huge tour. Any comedian would give their left nut to have this kind of a tour. So to say she sucks is like a stupid thing to say. Like, she's found her crowd. She's selling out shows. She's found her people, right? And at the same, you can hear people are cheering for her. This is a home game. Most of these people are here specifically to see her. They're already fans of her. Okay, so that's the ideal show. It's kind of when you walk into a room and you can do no wrong because they already love you. They're already on your side. And that's the thing. If Natalie's not your cup of tea, then don't go see her. And that's the thing. There's been such a rise in popularity of these crowd working clips. You've been seeing them all over social media the last couple of years. Comedians like Matt Rife have. I will go ahead and single-handedly credit him with popularizing crowd working stand-up clips on social media. He is a comedian who, similar to Natalie, blew up over social media. He had an amazing TikTok account. that propelled him into fame, and he now has sold out international tours too. And first of all, like, it's stand-up. There's so much competition for stand-up comedy shows. My God, things are so expensive now. The amount of effort that goes into, like, your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, getting ready, going out for a night out, getting a babysitter if you have kids. So I give anybody props for coming out to a live comedy show, because it's so much easier just to stay at home in your sweatpants and order takeout and like loaf. So I would never shit on an audience member. And that's the thing, is I don't think this guy didn't like stomp out on her. There's so much going on. Okay. So first of all, big, I think, sold out crowd that was there to see her. She did start with joking like, "Oh, are you guys a gay couple?" And then this guy says, "It's not my fault you don't have material," which I'm just okay. All I can say is what I would do in this situation. Um, ew, this, I think, triggered her, having this guy say, "It's not my fault you don't have material," because she kind of unravels after this is said. Which, what do I talk about all the time? The stuff that makes you the most upset is the stuff that touches a nerve, which is the stuff that you might find true about yourself. So maybe maybe this guy touches a nerve by saying she doesn't have material. Whereas if I'm on stage and someone says you don't have material on whatever I'm crowd working, if I do have material, I'm going to go ahead and do the material. If I don't have material, I'm going to admit to it. I'm going to be like, "Yeah, you're right. I don't have anything. I don't have any jokes about gay guys, or I don't have any jokes about whatever it is I've learned about them throughout the show."
It's not my fault I got material.
What?
Oh,
It's not that. Wow, it's not that. Wow, look at you.
But I haven't seen a lot of Natalie's crowd working clips, so I don't know how she normally handles a situation like this. All we have is, this is the one that's gone viral, right? And this is the one, she posted this herself, which I am just confused as to why she would post this. It'd be one thing if this clip got out and it was out of her control. Okay, things happen. People record. But she posted this clip herself, and this is not a great showing of crowd work. I don't think this was handled like the best way possible. Again, it's her show. She's allowed to do and say whatever she wants. This is a room full of people who already love her. So it's like, just play.
yeah.
I could leave right now if
Well, I
I
can
wanted.
roast you too. You can't just roast all of us and get nothing.
Whoa!
And he's saying this cheekily. I could roast you too. See, this guy, he's being such a boy. He's being like, "Come on, play with me, roast me." A lot of people come to comedy shows now. They sit in the front row, much like this guy is, and they want to be roasted. Like, if you're listening to this and you know, "Oh, I'm the kind of person who likes to be roasted," then you understand. So he's trying to get Natalie to play with him. Like, "Please play with me. Roast me. Oh, you don't have any material, like, huh?" Like, kind of like baiting her into a banter. "You don't have any material, do you? Oh, I can roast you. You can't just roast all of us and then get nothing in return." And I can tell by the sounds, he's saying this while he's smiling. So it's not like this is a hateful interaction at all. He just wants to play. He wants to play with you. Again, if it were me in this position and some guy in the front row is going, "I could roast you," I'd be like, "Go for it." I would. I think maybe I would call him on stage. I've done that a couple times over the years. You find somebody kind of interesting in the crowd, and you call them on stage, and maybe you can make a whole thing of it. "Hi, what's your name?" "John." "John, where are you from?" "South Carolina." "Oh, great. All right, roast me. Give it your best. Give it your best shot. Let's go." And then it can be a whole moment on stage that everybody remembers, and then they go home going, "Wow, she called the guy up on stage, and then he ended up bombing." So here's the thing. I come from an improv background, so I am very much like a yes and type of person. And this guy, you spend months, years watching these clips of comedians playing with audience members. So audience members kind of come to a show expecting, especially if they sit in the front, that they will be at one point, like, they want to be an integral part of the show. They think they're helping you, or they think they just want to have fun. So he's like begging for Natalie to have fun with him. And she just keeps shutting it down. They're on different wavelengths. I don't think he's being hateful. I don't think he's trying to be shitty. He's just being a guy. So again, like, use this opportunity to I wouldn't hand him the mic from sitting there, because then that's not a good show for the rest of the audience. I would call him on stage, be like, all right, buddy, do your worst. And if he sucks, and then the whole room laughs. If he's funny, if he says something funny and the whole room laughs, great. You've entertained the room. And you shouldn't be insecure. A guy in the crowd can have a funny moment or have a funny joke. And again, she's inviting this. This isn't really a heckler, because he's not talking to her out of nowhere, unless there's more of this clip that's out there. She's initiating the interaction, so it's not a heckle, it's crowd work. So people that are saying this guy heckled her, I don't agree with that. He's just they're trying to when you initiate an interaction, you're like, hey, let's play, let's make a funny moment for the whole crowd. She initiates, he responds, and then she's like shutting it down. I wouldn't say that's ideal. And then she posts this, which I don't understand. So she's not coming back at him with a joke. She's not letting him make fun of her. What else is happening?
I see.
She's thinking.
So you were afraid because you felt like I was saying you're gay.
I can take the mic if you want.
I can take the mic. This guy, he might be a little too aggressive. I can take the mic. He really wants to. He's being overly enthusiastic. Now at this point, I mean, you're on stage. You're making so many decisions a minute. Your brain is working very fast, thinking like, God, do I let this go? Do I kind of put this guy in his place? Do I have fun with him? Like, these are all the thoughts that happen in a comedian's mind. And you're like, and if you're a chick, you're like, oh, is someone about to be aggressive with me? Is someone gonna get violent? Like, there's all these mini calculations you make over the course of a show, depending on how it's going. So I'm sure guys also have to worry about, like, am I gonna get hurt? Is someone gonna charge the stage and hurt me? You know, you're always like on the lookout for that. So this guy really, really wants to try and roast Natalie. He's asking for the microphone.
It's okay, he's your new friend. I will say this, like, it is such a hard time.
So she doesn't address him at all. Like, she's not having fun with him. She's not like, what's the worst that could happen? This guy has one funny joke about hot girls with tattoos. Let him get one dunk on you. I think this comes from a place. I'm not saying she's insecure. I'm saying in this moment, it is coming across like she is insecure. Like, this crowd member might be funnier than her, and that's why she's shutting it down. Maybe she's tired. I think this was at the end of the show. And now she's saying it's a hard time in this world right now, which I don't know what that's about. It's the best time to be alive. Trump's crushing it. What is hard about life right now? It's 2025. Natalie, you're a beautiful, talented comic with a sold out tour. What is hard for you right now? Because that's what the crowd is thinking. What is hard about you? A lot of people have bias over pretty girls. They go, oh, the world's been handed to you. If you're saying that things are hard right now, tell us what is hard.
Time in this world right now. There are so many people that came together to be supportive.
It's hard just because Trump is president. Oh, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose at least half the crowd. Well, it's DC. DC's pretty liberal. So if you're gonna play the liberal DC thing, be like, it's a hard time in the world, and now Trump is president. Lean into that if that's what you're doing. But it's like, it's a hard time if you're an illegal migrant.
And fucking amazing.
They're amazing. Everyone's here. My fans are being fans, and you're not here kissing my ass. So you're being negative.
And you're putting negative. No, fucking look me in the eye.
Oh, this is just a bad choice, I think. Because the whole crowd is like He didn't do anything that's deserving of this, of being yelled at. He just was playing with you. It's the equivalent of getting your braids tugged on the playground in school. And now she's bending down and yelling at him. And it's like, girl, you're already in the power position. You're on stage with a microphone. So doing all of this is way too much.
Yes, you're putting negative fucking energy out here.
It's not negative. It is not negative. He was just trying to play. He just wanted to. A lot of people that come to comedy shows, especially if they sit in the front, they want attention. It's like a little kid going like, "Mom, mom, mom." It's like he's not trying to undermine you or mess up your show. He just wants attention.
This is the last show of my fucking. Look me in the fucking eye. It's the last show of my fucking weekend. It's a sold out show, and you want to say mean shit to me.
This is coming across like you just ruined my sweet 16. You pushed the cake over. My dad paid for this whole party. It's my birthday. I didn't want to invite you, but my parents said I had to invite the whole class. So I invited you. And now you're screwing it up.
Okay? So don't fucking do that.
And then everybody cheers because they love you. They love you, Natalie. There's no need to eviscerate this man for just wanting to play. This kind of response is necessary when someone is truly disrespectful to you, or like interrupts a joke, or like there is a time and place for this kind of response. But the way this guy acted, the things this guy said, it's not proportional. Like what happened? This is a huge overreaction. So again, it could be a nerve touched by a feeling of insecurity. Maybe she's tired. Maybe she's over it. Maybe she felt like, oh, I need to talk to the crowd. Again, I don't know how much crowd work she normally does, but maybe she feels like, oh, I need to talk to the crowd. And then she's like in the middle of it, like, God, I don't have anything and I don't feel like doing this. And it could have been just a bad day.
You can leave.
What was the guy at?
This guy's texting his friend. It's so cute.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're committed at this point. Like it's not going to be funny. There's no way she's going to make this funny, so she has to just lean in and throw the guy out. Like I'm leaning into this guy being a disturbance, even though she created the disturbance. And now she's talking to his friend.
You can leave too. I won't be offended.
Like, don't fuck with me. I'll throw you out too. Takes the phone. This could have been cute. What would I do if I made a bad choice with an audience member, threw a guy out, and his friend was texting? Again, if you're still sore about it, you're not going to text this, but maybe I would have texted like, hey, it's Natalie. I'm really sorry. Do you want to come back into the room or something? I don't know. Or I would pretend to like take a picture of my boobs and send that to him and be like, here's a picture of my boobs. I'm really sorry. And pretend that you like overreacted or something.
LOL, what a fucking clown. I did warn you I would get kicked out.
Someone yells out, you fucking suck.
Man, she is sensitive, especially for a comedian.
Not the most creative comeback, but again, could be tired, could be over it. But if you're over it, don't pick up the friend's phone and continue it. But she's just like, oh, what do I have to do to get a W here? It's like much ado about nothing. Oh, this guy says, I literally wasted a solid half hour or so watching a bunch of her comedy videos. Now I almost feel bad for her due to how lame and humorless it all is. I just wouldn't have posted. I wouldn't have posted this clip. And the people who already don't like female comics are going to be in the comments, saying female comedian. This is kind of why, like, all right, not a win for female comedians. Makes us all look bad, but these things happen. Oh boy. Right, guys? What do you guys think? Hello, Matthew Hammond. Are you going to get Isaiah Carter? Isaiah Carter? Who's he? Should I know? I should know who he is. If you're bringing him up, I should know who he is. What's up, Fealty? She wanted to virtue signal. He denied it, heckled her with roast mention. She virtue signaled even harder with psycho yelling instead of making laughs. And that's the thing. If you have nothing, say you got nothing. Honesty is always the best policy with the crowd. Always assume the crowd is as smart as you, if not smarter. Yeah. Just say, you know what? Yeah, I got nothing. It's been a long day. And then sure, make fun of me. Go for it. Well, how bad could it have been? Jeff remains popularity is great, but it doesn't mean she doesn't suck. I've seen her live. She definitely sucks. Jeff, where did you see her live? Young Pei Chang, my only Asian fan. Thank you for the orange boy. Happy Lunar New Year. You're the best, my nibba. Always. Thank you, Young Pei. Good to see you. It's been a minute. Don't you have Chinese New Year coming up? Isn't that coming up? Or is that what Lunar New Year is? What is the new lunar sign? I know Dragon was 2024. Jay's South African son. Send Nick Ricada the link. Why does he have thoughts on this comedian? Send Nick the link. He's a stand-up comedy. I think he's done comedy like once or twice. Unless he's pivoted and I didn't know that. Kevin Kirk gifted 10 Chrissie Mayr memberships. Wow, thank you, Kevin. So generous. Enjoy the gifted memberships, people. Let's see. Comedians have to be tough-skinned. They need at least one or two airtight zingers for hecklers. Natalie pulls out her crystals and tells them they're being mean. Natalie having an on-stage meltdown and people framing it like it's a feminist victory when she started the altercation. Here's the thing. Guys who hate female comics are going to love this moment because it justifies them in saying, see, women aren't funny there. And women who have a feminist bent are going to love this clip. They're going to be like, see, men suck. He interrupted her. She put him in his place. There's going to be like the kind of default reactions on both sides. Quartering covered this. That Natalie Cuomo clip on stage meltdown reminded me of this classic come down clip about female comedians. Uh-oh. Interesting. I don't think it was staged. I think it was a genuine moment. I just would not have posted that. Isaiah Carter is a black guy that called out the Democratic Party. He lives in New York City. Oh. Okay. Cool. All right, I know that her husband did respond. I'm going to try to find that and read it. I think he responded on his Instagram. Okay. This is my wife, Natalie Cuomo. I'm Dan Limore. I've been a stand-up comic for 11 years. Let's see if I can send this to myself and then send it to you. Not send it to you guys. Send it to myself and then show it so you guys know what I'm talking about. Hold, please. He's being a good husband. He had her back. That's what you should do. Husbands should always have they ladies' backs. Here it is. Okay, let me show it. This is Dan's response. Okay, this is my wife, Natalie Cuomo. I am Dan Lamort. I've been a comic for 11 years, working on the road and some decent clubs in New York for the majority of that time. I don't say that in a bragging way, just that I've seen a lot of comedy. For the last 2 years or so, I've been on the road with this girl. I have seen her crush in New York. I have seen her get applause breaks in Copenhagen. I know a lot of you have opinions of us, some good, some bad. But to see comics pile on another comic for yelling when it's something we've all done. She had a good weekend in DC, sold out some shows, and after almost an hour of the show, doing well, yelled at a heckler. It was raw and pretty cool. The crowd chanted her name because she earned their trust as a good comic. Someone posted a reaction video after witnessing Natalie's performance and said it made her want to be more visible and herself. She was touched by it. How many can get laughs for 55 minutes and then elicit a real emotion? Natalie is a badass mother effer. That's all I'm trying to say. I've seen her grow for 2 years and it's been an honor. She is as much a headliner as any of you around the world. Love you, Nat. I am proud of you. Yeah. I mean, it's not like definitely not a career-ending viral moment, not the end of the world, just not something I would have posted. La 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 la. What's up, JLT? Oh my goodness. Very generous. Thank you for the Pink Boy. Let's play the Pink Boy song. I wish I had it. Okay. Pink, 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 pink. Chrissy, can you explain the camera change at 29 seconds in the video? It screams staged me, but I could be wrong. Okay. Staged. Maybe it's just a clip. Maybe it's just a cut. I'll pull that back up. Staged. I don't think this was staged. 29 seconds.
And fucking amazing. Right now,
Well, I can
9 seconds. 29 seconds. Okay, listen.
get nothing.
I see. So you were afraid because, like, you felt.
I don't think it's clipped.
I see. So you were afraid because, like,
Nothing's clipped there.
I see. So you were afraid.
No, I don't think there's a cut there. You're wrong. No. Mark Start, thank you for the orange boy. Good morning, Chrissy, Frank, baby Frank, Muffin and Waffles. What a surprise to see you streaming this morning. Hope you are enjoying the meltdowns over USAID as much as I am. You're keeping me company while cleaning. Ooh. What are you cleaning, Mark? I fell asleep last night watching a hoarder show. It wasn't hoarders per se, but it was another, I think it was called Obsessive Compulsive Cleaner, which is where people that have OCD go to the homes of people who are hoarders and like teach them their ways. And ideally it's supposed to make the hoarders less hoardy and the OCD people less OCD. It didn't really work that way. But good for you for cleaning. Applause to any man cleaning on a weekend. What's up, Kevin Kirk? Thank you for the yellow boy. Generally, I cannot find females funny. The reason I am here is because Chrissy is like a UFO, something no one believes you saw a funny woman. Oh, shucks. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. I try. Sometimes I don't feel funny. JLT, thank you for the yellow boy. I saw a shorter clip. Sorry, it was when she bent down to address the heckler. Okay. Yeah, I don't think this was staged. I think this was for real. Just like not the best. Not the funniest, but not like life ending. But not every crowd moment is funny. Lots of them aren't. Lots of them are like, you're kind of like, oh, I got nothing. Or, well, that was weird. God, I think I one time had a crowd interaction moment where I was talking to a guy. This was during my this was, I think, during my pregnancy special that's on YouTube that you guys can go watch. I think there was a moment where a guy in the crowd who was like suicidal. It was like very dark. This guy had like a very dark history, and I had nothing. I had no way to make it funny. And I just was like, well, I regret talking to you. And that's it. That's all I had. And you move on. Guilty. I find it odd that she rarely posts crowd work, but this one made the cut. Because she probably thought, ooh, this got a strong, I got an applause break from the crowd, so therefore I should post it because enough people liked it. I don't know. I don't know what she was thinking. Maybe she is a little bit sensitive. Like I one time did a podcast with her. She recorded it and then she ended up not releasing it because she felt like she revealed too much about an ex-boyfriend. I think she was dating Louis J. Gomez at the time, or she had just broken up with him. They had just broken up. And I was like, where's the episode? Are you releasing it? She's like, oh no, I'm not releasing it. I think I said too much. Do you want to come back in and re-record it? I was like, I'm not coming back in on another day to redo a podcast. It's like, it's magic in a bottle. It's hard to redo a conversation. Oh boy. But I would not say, oh, Natalie's not funny at all. She's crushing it. She's got sold out shows. She's got a whole ass tour. She's got a husband. She's doing great. Okay. What else? She could have just edited that part out. I just wouldn't have gone out of my way. I didn't know you interviewed her before. Is it a good listen? Or she did not yell at me. No, I think it was a good. I got it. I don't remember what we talked about other than like stereotypes of being a hot woman in comedy. Sorry, I'm yawning. It's not me. It's you. No, it is me. I'm exhausted. The baby did not really sleep last night. She's found her audience. It's just that I'd never want to be a part of it. Oh, Robert. It was 3 years ago? Wow. That interview I did with Natalie was 3 years ago. Wow. Time flies. Okay. Also trending. This has been a topic of conversation ever since the election is, did Kamala try to get on Joe Rogan? Did she not? Did she make enough of an effort? Was she bamboozled? Was she boondoggled? Was she set up? Did Joe not really want her on? So this is posted from Joe a couple days ago. This is what actually happened with Kamala not coming on the podcast. Yeah, that's definitely him. Thank you, Autism Capital. Breaking, Joe Rogan confirms that the Kamala Harris campaign lied about Joe not making time for Kamala. He says that they refused to commit to a time, lied that he was unavailable, pretended they sent someone to view his set, and this lie was Kamala's team covering her ass. Ooh.
Today. I guess it's probably a good time to talk about this. There was a thing that came out recently. There was a book. There was some book about the Kamala Harris campaign where they talked about her getting on this show. And they said a bunch of things that weren't true. They supposedly talked to like 150 different people about her and, what happened with her coming on the show. I don't know if it's 150, a lot of people. They didn't talk to us, and which is kind of crazy. And which is like, they didn't even ask, but they said things that just weren't true. One of the things they said that weren't true was that we lied about the day that Trump was coming on. No, we just didn't tell you that Trump was coming on. He was already booked a long time ago. This is how it worked. Trump was really easy to book, like super easy. We offered one day.
Thanks, Barron.
He said yes. That was it. There was no, what are we going to talk about? How long is it going to be? Is it going to be edited? There was nothing. Yeah. What's the waiver? Here, give me that waiver. Sign it. It was so easy. So he was already booked. They never committed to doing the show. So all this talk, there was another thing they said that the reason why they did the Beyonce thing, the Beyonce event in Houston, was so that they could be in Texas to do my show. They never agreed to do the show. None of that's true. They never agreed.
That's fucked.
They also said
Wow.
that they sent someone down here to the studio to do a walkthrough of the set.
You know why they're trying to save face for that Texas show? Because that is the same show where everybody was upset that Beyonce was supposed to perform and she didn't, and she just spoke for a couple minutes. So if they can turn that and say, "Oh no, we were just in Texas to do Rogan," then that makes it like that whole thing was not the flop it was. It wasn't a flop. It was full of celebrities. But a lot of people, a lot of Beyonce fans were really upset with the Kamala Harris campaign because she didn't perform. And it was promoted as such. It was promoted. And then the mainstream media ran away with it. They were like, "Oh my God, she's a special private concert, special show, special show." And then she didn't sing.
That's not true. The Trump administration did. I mean, if they are trying to say that they, as in the entire federal government, well, I don't think the Trump, well, I guess the Secret Service is a part of the federal government. Maybe you can kind of get away with saying that because the Secret Service came down here for Trump and looked around, that we sent someone down, but it was not. It was the Trump administration sent them down because they're the only ones that had a date to do the show. These people didn't have a date to do. They never agreed to do the show. This is really important. Even after Trump went on, they offered for me to come to DC and do a show with Kamala. But even then, it was the same deal. It was only like 45 minutes to an hour. And, you know, it was not on my set. And I said that, look, he did it here. We should probably do it here. Like, if it's possible to do it here. Obviously, when he did it, it had an enormous result. I'm willing to do the same thing for her. I wanted to release both of them on the same day.
Yeah,
this was my goal.
That would have been so cool. Then you would have looked like even Steven.
I was even trying to figure out if there was a way that I could do it. And I even offered to do it late that night. So
You know what? Even if he had released them both on the same day, Trump's would have gotten way more views. It would have blown Kamala's out of the water, which is probably another good reason for releasing them the same day.
night that Trump came on, I'm like, what if we do her like when she's done in Texas, if she came here? But no one ever committed to doing it. This is like really important because they keep pretending that I lied or I did this or I did that. They never committed to doing it. Well, we went through. I've got a whole, by the way, we have all the receipts, by the way.
Of course.
I have a whole list of conversations that took place. They never said she was going to do it. So this whole idea that we fucked her over and then we fucked her over for Trump, incorrect.
Wow.
Just not true.
And she,
but I think it's someone trying to cover their ass for the fact that she never did it. And if she did do it, it might have had a positive effect.
Yeah.
If her and I had a good time and we got along great and she won over, the air quote young male vote, things could have been different. Who knows? So this guy's probably trying to cover his ass.
That's what I'm thinking too, is because the reaction to her not coming was like pretty big.
But they didn't commit to doing it. This is the thing. While this guy's saying like that
Yeah, it's just in hindsight, they realized how bad it looked that he did it and she didn't. So they're doing everything they can to lie and make it look like it was Joe's fault. And Joe's like, I have the receipts. He should post the receipts.
We were difficult to deal with. Not true. We were super.
Oh yeah, they made it sound like he was this diva, like, oh, I won't come to you. Oh, the vice president is so busy. And it's like Trump had even more going on and he was easy to book.
Very easy. We made it real clear. But also, it's got to be the actual real show. It shouldn't be some fake version of it where I'm sitting in a.
Yes, because remember how corny the call her daddy thing was? They spent $100,000 on building a whole new set for Alex Cooper to interview Kamala, and it was like, ugh, it was cringe, and her audience hated her for it. It was a bad reation.
Conference room. Oh, also they wanted a stenographer in the room.
They
wanted staff in the room. They wanted Trump was just in here by himself.
Yeah,
just me, him, and Jamie. That's it.
That's cool.
For 3 hours.
That's cool.
Like they wanted to do everything. They wanted it very controlled, and they were really concerned.
Yeah, because Trump doesn't need to look for somebody. He doesn't need like help. I can't answer this, and he doesn't need cue cards on the side like Kamala did. I'm sure they had Secret Service outside the room, but he's comfortable. He knows how to deal with media. He's great with interviews. He's great with people. Of course, he didn't need a whole lot of fanfare because he's competent.
And that it wasn't going to be edited. So I don't think they ever really were sure they wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Then once Trump did it and it had this huge response, I think then it was like, what the fuck? What are we doing? He just did it. It's got 50 fucking million views. This is so stupid. Why didn't we do it? And so then there was, even then, when they offered to do it in DC, my manager asked, is she committed to doing this? If I bring this to Joe, no, she hasn't committed to doing this. Have you brought this to her? Like, they wouldn't even say whether or not she had expressed willingness to do it, or whether they were trying to convince her to do it. There was, we know for sure there were some people that were supposedly on her staff.
I'm sure she didn't want to do it. What? She did not want to do it. I think the staff was trying to convince her, and the staff was like, it's probably very hard to convince her. So they're like, they would rather it be too difficult to pull off. That way they could be like, oh, well, it wasn't Kamala not wanting to go on. It was just too difficult to pull off. And then they see Trump doing it and they're like, shit. It turns out it's not difficult to pull off at all. The more Kamala, you guys saw her on interviews, the more she talked, the worse she looked. She's horrible unscripted. She's not good. She needs a teleprompter and she needs measured short periods of time. And she needs a script. That's the only way she sounds like she has half a brain.
That were against her doing it. They thought it was because it's a bunch of wokesters. They're basically in a cult. You have a distribute. Like, if you're willing to go on Fox News, you talk to, what's that guy's name, Brett Breyer?
Yeah.
Where they cut that off after 20 minutes. When they did that, that's when I was like, look, it's got to be in the studio. It's got to be in the studio, and it's got to be real. It's got to be a real conversation. I had entertained a couple of times going to, but I was like, 45 minutes is just not enough. You and I have been talking an hour and a half already.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's not enough time. You need more time. You need more time to find out what makes someone tick.
And that's I probably what she was afraid of.
Probably what they were afraid of. Maybe not her.
Maybe
I don't think they should have been. No. I think we would have had a good old time.
No.
Ooh. Even in this, he's being nice to Kamala. He's giving her the benefit of the doubt that it wasn't her who was like, ugh. But her staff knew her well enough to be like, yeah, she's not going to want to do that. Kamala will never accept the fact that she lost, and this is why she's pointing fingers and blaming others for her defeat. She has no one to blame but herself. I still wish he would do it. The pressure of the election is off now. It would be a better, more relaxed interview. Who wants to talk to Kamala now? Nobody would listen now. Nobody cares. Yet another bizarre self-owned by the mid-20-year-olds running Kamala's campaign by leaking lies to friendly reporters. They did not realize the backlash for lying would be bigger because Rogan can easily disprove them. Probably not, but they are that dumb. Is this real? It's funny. Imagine lying about all this knowing that the JRE crew has all the receipts. These people are so used to lying, they can't even help it. I have said this many times. Joe and Kamala were not the problem. It is the radicalized White House staff and campaign that destroyed them, not just their election campaigns, but the presidency and the country. We elected Biden as a moderate. They forced him to be extremist. Ooh. Can we move on from Joe and Kamala? The adults are in charge now. Remember they said that when they took over? Concerns over progressive backlash influenced the decision. Donald Trump seized the chance, engaging Rogan's vast audience. Did Harris's caution cost her the crucial vote? It wouldn't have won her the election, but it would have made for more interesting content. He would hold her accountable and ask her hard questions. They couldn't allow that to happen. Yeah, Rogan was willing to use his platform and his time to legit let people see both of the candidates, and Harris was under too much control for that type of transparency. So they just lied about it. Many Democrats still don't get it or simply don't care. Problem with Kamala's candidacy is that her own team and party were so aware and knowing of her lack of competence and depth and substance to a point that they spent more time managing and hiding her than really facing her constituents, and thought, just like Joe Biden, they could get her in and continue the damage from where Biden stopped. Yeah, I don't think she wanted to run. I think she was relieved. Whoa, what a great picture of him. You so rarely see, like, unless this is AI, but you so rarely see Clips of him head on. The clips would have been gold for years to come if she did it. Yeah, it would have. Faux show. Old Curdy bastard. Back in the Chip days, she was set to do a podcast with Zia, and then suddenly they never mentioned each other again. Very strange. Kamala was? For real? No way. I don't believe that. Old nerdy Kamala can't speak off the cuff. She would have never done a Rogan interview. The one time she spoke of off the cuff, she wrote off religion. She's dumb. Good point. Good point, old nerdy. Good night, mister. Hello, good night, mister. How are you? Can we get a ceiling bird chirp for the former vice president? You don't even have to ask. Well, there you go. How about another one? 2 chirps for Kamala. Chirp, chirp, hooray. Chirp, chirp, hooray. It's for the best. Now she can just focus on whatever it is that she does. Do-do-do-do. Oh, you mean Natalie Cuomo, not Kamala. Duh. Okay. Of course. That makes way more sense. I'm so tired. Kamala's campaign was... Kamala also would not have done any podcasts if they didn't see Trump doing podcasts. You kidding me? They definitely wouldn't have. They would not have even dabbled. La 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 la. Oh, I have to. It reminds me, I have to clip a couple of my one-liners. I had a couple of jokes go well last night on FNT. That was fun. We had Az come back for the first time in a long time. I missed him. I really, really missed him. Az is a good guy. He's a good egg. Okay, the bean is teething. Oh no, wait, these texts are from last night. Whoops. Oh, Isaiah Carter clip. Okay, we could play that clip. Okay, Isaiah. Who is Isaiah Carter? I know I should know who he is. Let's look it up. Musician. Basketball player. It's a very common name. Okay, I'm pulling this up. I hereby renounce the Democratic Party. Ooh, Isaiah Carter. Host of Apostate Radio with Nostra Chavez Sunday nights at 8. Based in New York City. Okay.
This fucking political party, the Democratic Party, have lied to us about everything. They've lied about being the party of the middle class. They've lied about being the party of peace. They've lied about being the party that wants to help poor people. Okay? What the last several weeks have proven to us all is that this is a cadre of criminals and losers and spoiled children of affluent parents who were more concerned about looking good than actually doing good.
So Elon
These
says,
are people who were more concerned about looking like they were doing something for the American people than actually doing things for the American people. And that's why I'm so angry. Because this party lied to me while stealing my tax dollars. The Democratic Party lied to us all while they brought in millions of illegal immigrants for their own political purposes for the last 4 years. 20 to 30 million illegal aliens brought in. And now we come to USAID being probably the largest money laundering operation in American history.
Wow.
Congratulations, Dems. You've outdone even Bernie Madoff.
Wow.
I'm disgusted beyond words. Disgusted with the waste of money. Disgusted with the waste, with the fraud.
Yeah,
With the
wow.
way that you people use color legitimacy and the way you use black people as fucking mules to have to get us to push whatever fucking agenda you wanted to.
Wow.
The amount of division you used black people to sow upon the American people, you used us for that. And I will never, ever forgive this political party. The shit that I've gone through personally. Y'all were supposed to be the party of free speech, the party of women's rights. You have immolated all of those things. And then, as if enough weren't enough, you then decide that you're going to die on the hill of USAID, a government audit. You're trying to prevent a government audit because some of you really are trying to stay out of prison. We see the game now.
Wow.
Y'all been out here telling us that the game was rigged against certain people. Well, now we found out who the people that were rigging the game were. Congratulations. Y'all are never going to win another political race ever again. Not if I can help it.
Wow. I just got chills. Goosebumps. Wow. Yeah. That's there's a lot of emotion there. I think the biggest, most eye-opening moment for the American people is going to be finding out where all these tax dollars have been going. Like, we knew, I don't know, maybe I'll be honest, I didn't know how much the government spent on shit just generally until I started hearing about how much money went to the Ukraine. I was like, what? First it was millions, then it was billions. And you're like, what? I was like, wait a minute, we have that much money to just throw at Ukraine? We don't have that much money to throw at Ukraine. Look, we haven't even fixed our own homeless problem, our own we're not taking care of our own veterans. We're not taking care of our own natural disasters. How can we be affording and we can't afford it, but we do it. We gave so much money to Ukraine. So that for me was like I mean, I knew the government was corrupt. I knew the swamp was deep, but just to see how much money Ukraine was getting was like, wow, okay. They don't give a shit. And then now with this AID thing, and it's coming out that just how much money Doge is finding, like just the millions and billions in dollars of waste. It's very exciting, and the American people are really waking people up. Wow. Yep. I can tell you where the tax dollars weren't going. They were not going to benefit the American people. Nope. Rand Paul tells us every year. Well, I need to be listening to Rand Paul more. Is he on TikTok? No, just kidding. A government audit was a necessary thing, and they protest against it. Very sus. Congratulations, you played yourself. Wow. It's great. It's great to see people walking away from the Democratic Party. Kevin Kirk, thank you for the yellow boy. I used to be mad at Az for leaving. Then I moved to Germany with my redheaded German wife. Wow, congrats, by the way. And then had to deal with the time difference and understood why Az left. I am back in the USA to sell house. Yeah, I think that Az was having to keep unreal hours to be able to do FNT. He's where? Is he in Yorkshire? He's somewhere in England, but had to stay up ungodly hours every Friday for years. And so he didn't really get to have much of a social life. It was a work-life balance thing. But yes, congrats on having a redheaded German wife. Wow. Matthew Hammond. Thanks, Matt. Shipwreck should be a good guest. She lives in Iowa with her. I think I just followed her. I remember what you said and I followed her. She lives in Iowa with her family. She migrated from TikTok to X and Kick. She talks politics and culture. Okay, Matthew, I'm putting her on my list. She's made the list. Wow. Let's look at these comments. Thank you from Scott Pressler. Are you registered to vote at your current address? Isaiah Carter says, hey, dude, thank you for your reply. You're a goddamn hero. And yes, I absolutely am registered here in New York City. We need you here, brother. Ooh. Maybe I can interview him. We appreciate you. Thank you for speaking out. This year, I'm focusing on New Jersey. Let's chat about defeating Hulkle in 2026 peacefully and lovingly. Aw, cool. Wow. Scott Pressler's the man. You should hire this man for New York City. His message and delivery is crystal clear and powerful. He's all in and will wake up thousands at every speaking event. Go America. Thank you for speaking out. Welcome to join our fight for America. I hope more will walk away like you. Thank you so much, you wonderful lady. And thank you for your testimony of survival through Mal's cultural revolution. Looking forward to speaking with you about that someday. Wow. Yeah, she's great, this gal. They lied about January 6th too. They lied about everything. I too was a Democrat once. Getting away is the hardest part, but you did it because it's like a cult. Welcome aboard, sir. This is the party of Lincoln, the Underground Railroad, abolitionism, civil rights, liberty, and justice for all. How is everyone not immediately coming to this conclusion is beyond me. Props to this man. What a G. Great job. I'd like to invite you to my 10X growth conference. Wow. Today, sir, you won X. I hope this post is shared far and wide. God bless. Thank you so much, sir. So I did give that award to Devin Erickson for an amazing piece he wrote earlier today. Wow. What a great rant. So true in everything he said. I'm reposting it. Wow. Very cool. Very cool. I don't know why it just went to this. Little House on the Prairie. Oh, okay. This is like the Netflix. This is an AI image. Okay. That's not real. Yeah, next election, it's probably going to be, I don't know, Republicans and versus, or maybe it'll be like religious right versus the regular right. Cool. Cool, guys. Awesome. Thank you for tuning in to Mayor in the Morning. Come see me at the dojo tonight. The 7:00 show is sold out. The 9:30 one still has some tickets. Go to tiffscomedy.com to see myself, Eddie Bravo, and Sam Tripoli. It should be fun. Large purses will be searched. No outside food or drinks. Yes, Tim. The Republican Party was literally founded to end slavery. Yeah, that black guy is the Netflix adaptation of 2015 MAGA. That's great. Oh, Carrie, you have a TSA pre-check appointment today. I've always wondered if that's worth it. Who else is live right now? Should we redirect to another live stream? Who's live? Who's live right now? Not really anybody is live right now. Just like background jazz music. Warm, relaxing jazz is live right now. Gentle morning jazz is live right now. Focus music. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you all next time.